I just stepped off of a plane in the Philippines where I was going to spend Christmas break with 3 of my friends. And as soon as I stepped off, I realized I have no idea how I'm going to find them because they were already there waiting for me. And so I'm making my way through the terminal, got my bags, went out to arrivals, and I'm standing there thinking, I have no idea how I'm going to find them because they weren't there. They weren't out there yet. They were supposed to have come to get me. So I started praying. I was like, God, please help me find them. And so I was waiting for them to show up in a taxi or something like that. And walking up and down the arrivals part, up and down, and I waited for probably over an hour, and they still weren't there. By this time I started getting really desperate and went to talk to one of the workers there, and I was like, hey, 3 of my friends are supposed to come get me, coming from the hotel to pick me up. Am I in the right place waiting? And he was like, oh, well, there's another place if you follow those signs, which are in Filipino. Follow those signs down, around, and they're in a different parking lot somewhere. So I was able to follow the signs down to this other waiting area. I got down there and went around the corner, and I just stepped back at what was there. There's a huge crowd of people just lining the sidewalks and the streets. And I was thinking, how am I going to find them? See, I had no way to contact them at all. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything. And they knew my flight number. They knew what time I was getting in, but I had no way to actually find where they were. So I started pushing my way through the crowd, dragging my suitcases along behind me, and just like squeezing between people, and I did that for another hour. I couldn't find them. Finally, I just gave up, and I sat down in my suitcase. God, please do something here. Before I could even open my eyes, I felt a hand on my shoulder. And I looked up. It wasn't my friends. It was a short little Filipino lady. And she said, excuse me, sir, the friends that you're looking for, they're over there by that white sign. And I looked at her, I was like, wait, what? How do you know what? So I stood up and I looked up over the crowd, and sure enough, they were standing over by the white sign she was pointing at. And I turned back to thank her. She's gone. She vanished from right next to me. So I ran over to my friends through the crowd, got over there, and I was like, guys, you wouldn't believe what just happened. I said, I was pushing my way through the crowd, couldn't find you forever, and I prayed, and some lady showed up and told me where to go. She told me where you guys were. And they said, what? She came up to us too, and she said, hey, I'm going to go find the friend that you're waiting for. And so a lot of people think that miracles don't happen anymore today, and that angels don't show up anymore. Well, I'm here to tell you, miracles happen, and God still sends angels.